All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to the AFC and NFC Championship weekend. We're ready to start some Madden simulations. I think I have my spreadsheet ready to go here to record some results. Thank you so much for checking this out. I'm gonna get this shared on the various social media platforms so we can. Um, Let's see. Share. Facebook. Come join me as I do simulations. Okay, one more second. Let's throw it out on X as well. Madden. Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and let's go into our quick play. Gosh. Oh, Madden, how come you don't have these? Oh, it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that they haven't got this thing figured out yet. Okay. Um, I did. I already did check it. My rosters are completely up to date. Um, yeah. Well, there's really no way of going around some of the injuries. Um, so we're just gonna have to do with it. Go around that. So, like I said, this isn't a Ravens at 92, Chiefs at 90. Okay, I'm gonna control. It doesn't matter which team I can control. Okay, simulation, exhibition, even teams off. I can't really make it a Super Bowl. Okay. Stadium Ravens. The time will be. We're gonna make it. It's 4:15, I believe. It's gonna be light rain. Okay. Those are the conditions that do present itself. I have most of the sounds turned fairly down so that doesn't. Okay, we are. So last week I did 10 simulations for each one. This time we're going to do 20, just because we have fewer games here. And so I thought something that would be interesting. I'm going to go ahead and let the first drive for each team. Uh, Wait a second. Is there a way that I can? No, let's just do what I know what I know I can do. Okay. For the first game for each one for each of the game, I'm gonna go by quarter, and then the other 19 we're gonna skip. I'll skip along pretty quickly as I talk about these games. So Chiefs and Ravens are the first game tomorrow. And obviously, you guys know that if you follow me, I am a Chiefs fan. And if you hear that buzzer in the background, that's the dryer going off down here in the basement. It's laundry day. It's Saturday. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next quarter. All right, Ravens take an early lead. Ravens have the ball 3rd and 8 on the Chiefs' 11-yard line. Chiefs are not, doesn't look good so far. All right, let's go to the next quarter. 17-0. Chiefs. Oh, man. Oh, wow. That is a dominating second quarter. Oh, I said end of game. I meant to end of quarter. So, all right. So for the first game here, the Ravens really control the game. 41-28 is the final score here. Now, I will say, I don't want to take away anything from the Ravens. I don't think they're going to score 41 points in this game. I mean, they could. It's very possible that the Ravens get 41. I think 28 points, honestly, is going to win this game. Whoever gets more, if a team scores 28 points, I think they're likely to win. This one's a little closer. What happened there? Okay, hang on a second. The Ravens got a touchdown to tie it at 36 and immediately got the ball again without the Chiefs having a possession. See, yeah, see, all this does is just give the scoring. Maybe I should slow it down a little bit. All right. That's quite a game there. Again, I don't think it's going to be this high scoring. So the Ravens win the second game 39-36. Again, I think if the Chiefs were to get 36 points, I think that they would count their lucky stars. And I mean, I don't think these are definitely not indicative, in my opinion, of how this game's going to go tomorrow. I think that's one thing about Madden. I don't think it really takes into account the defense. That's one thing is that the Madden simulations, you know, players are a rating. Like Kadarius Toney is like rated 84, but how awful he's been for the Chiefs this year. And so yeah, it's one of these things where um, people are used to playing a video game, pressing a button, and the quarterback or the running back does whatever you tell him to do. And to be more realistic, sometimes it's like the game has programmed flaws into it to simulate real life. As the Ravens get the win here, 26-24. This is a score I think would be more indicative of what it's going to be in real life. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I mean, this is actually probably more games, more points than what I would think it would be. I think the over-under is at 44.5, if I'm not mistaken. All right, this one is a lot more low scoring. All right, Ravens have a slim lead, and they got the ball back. Chiefs couldn't do anything with it. The Chiefs had a 17-7 lead, but could not score any more as the Ravens get a 21-17 win. And that's a score there that I think would be. I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see a 21-7 type of game. Even though I picked a little higher scoring in my official pick, I picked 27-19 Chiefs. Of course, I'm going to pick the Chiefs. I'm a Chiefs fan. It's no fun to pick against your own team. So, all right, so far through 4 games, the Ravens are 4-0 here. The games have been 3 of the games have been close. The first game was a 13-point win for the Ravens, and this one looks like it's going to be. Oh wow, the Chiefs were way up. All right, so the Chiefs were way up, and then had to hold on there at the end. So the defense kind of came through there at the end on the last drive and got forced to no points for the Ravens. All right, so a 30-28 win. Again, I don't see 30-28 as a viable score in this game. The Ravens don't have a lot of weaknesses. And a lot of the things that the Chiefs do well that they look to try to exploit in other teams, the Ravens are very strong in those areas. Where the one thing I think that the Chiefs can exploit, though, from when they have the ball on offense, is going over the top. Now, the Chiefs don't have tremendous wide receivers that stretch the field, but they're going to have to get guys in position. They're going to have to get guys in position like Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Mecole Hardman, to go over the top and take some of that pressure off the middle of the field. Travis Kelce, I've saw some of prop bets where they're saying that he's not going to go over. Right, I think it's 62.5 is Kelce's number right now, and there's a lot of people calling for the under on his total yards. All right, so I wouldn't even look at this game. So 25-24. Chiefs get this win, so that's 2 wins in a row for the Chiefs. So far that's 4. So it's 4-2 in favor of the Ravens right now. So the Ravens won the first 4. Now the Chiefs have won the last 2. But yeah, I think Kansas City. I think they could exploit Baltimore over the top, but it's going to be really difficult. I mean, the line has to hold up to give Patrick Mahomes enough time, to make those passes, and the Chiefs receivers have to run better routes than they have been running. And then people talk about, send Rashee Rice long. Well, Rashee Rice is not a guy that is going to go over the top that much. He's a possession guy. He's a guy that's going to run the curls. He's going to run the outs there. He's not running post down the middle of the field. He's not running the fly patterns. All right, so, here we go again. I'm sitting here talking. I'm not even paying attention. All right, so 21-16. So the Chiefs have now won 3 in a row, so it's getting a little more even now. But it's really the Ravens are a very complete team, and it's going to be very, very difficult, for the Chiefs to have sustained success. Every time I think about how this game could go, I always find myself daydreaming, thinking, the Chiefs could possibly win 38-14, and I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. On defense, the thing that Spagnuolo is a master at calling up different schemes on defense, and he obviously was the defensive coordinator when the Chiefs won their first Super Bowl with Andy Reid back in 2019, and they were able to get the most out of a pretty bad defense that was ranked kind of middle to lower, the lower half of the league. It wasn't the worst defense like the year before, though. But the Chiefs are able to dial up enough pressure. They were second in the league in sacks this year. And let's see, as the Ravens get a 31-14 win here. The Chiefs were second in the league in sacks, but they were second to the Ravens. Now, the Ravens have faced some good teams this year, but they haven't faced the quarterback of Patrick Mahomes, that talent there. And Mahomes takes the fewest sacks in the league. And a lot of it's because he extends plays. He's very smart with the ball. And the one stat I saw was that Josh Allen is that Lamar Jackson. He is sacked on 23% of the time when he's pressured. He is sacked. That's a very, very high number. Almost 1 out of every 4 pressures, he is brought down by the defense. And if the Chiefs can sack Lamar Jackson, they're going to have a chance, obviously, because those are sacks are drive killers. I mean, not only are there 5 to 10 yard losses typically, but they are, but obviously it's a loss of down. So I'm going to record this 35-21. The Ravens get this win. So the Ravens really coming back strong here. Um, we saw the blueprint in the Texans game. Now the Ravens cleaned it up in the second half, but the Texans blitzed 75% of the time in that game. And they were able to get home. And then in the first and second quarter, they really confused Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense and really kind of kept them on their heels. And the Texans don't have a strong defense. And I think the Chiefs, with a better defense, with better coaches, better player personnel, I think they can maybe keep that up for more sustained efforts. The trick, though, is what are you asking the rest of your team to do? And what Kansas City has to do is that they have to trust L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie to play one-on-one on the corner, on the edge, against the receivers. And the Chiefs have to send 5 or 6 guys every play. They can't afford to send 4 guys, especially now with Derek Nottie not playing. Now the Chiefs do have good defensive ends, and now of course they have Chris Jones in the middle. But with Derek Nottie on, Derek Nottie's not an all-world player by any means, but he's a body in the middle that is able to take advantage of Chris Jones getting double teamed, and he's good against the run. And with Nottie being out, it's going to be very important for the edges, for the defensive ends, to get pressure, and for whoever that linebacker is coming in, or maybe a corner. Trent McDuffie is usually good, but I think they need him to stay in coverage. They've got to get home, and they've got to keep Lamar in the pocket in the middle of the field and not let him roll out and make plays with his legs. Now, the danger, though, is that when you're playing man coverage, here 27-21 here for the Chiefs in this one. The danger is when you're playing man coverage against a running quarterback, you lose track of what the quarterback's doing, especially if you're playing great coverage, and he ends up taking off for 15-20 yards every play. Now, the Chiefs are much more of a man-to-man defense in the secondary as opposed to a zone defense. I think you're going to see a mixture of zone, a mixture of man-to-man, and I think they're going to put those corners on islands, one-on-one on receivers, and send the 5 and 6 man blitzes against Lamar, and force him to make decisions, force him to be uncomfortable. Force him to maybe do things that he wouldn't normally do. I think that's going to be a huge paramount for the Chiefs in order to get a win here on the road. If they don't create pressure on Lamar Jackson, the Chiefs will lose this game. There's just no way about it. They cannot just drop 7-8 guys into coverage and just expect to and expect to win. If they don't generate any pressure, Lamar will dink and dunk and run. And if they drop 8 guys, they're gonna run the football with their running backs. All right, so a 35-31 win here. So all right, so let's go ahead and let's do so we're 11 games in. So the Ravens have won 6 and the Chiefs have won 5. So pretty even so far. All right, so let's go ahead and jump to the end of the game here. How's this one going to turn out? All right, so the Ravens take an early lead. Chiefs turn the ball over. This one looks like it's going to be a blowout. 21-6 at halftime, 24-6. 31-13. 31-20. 38-20. 38-27. So, yeah, this one wasn't really a close game. But again, 38-27. That is not a score I expect to see tomorrow. Unless it goes to like overtime, and there's lots of scoring. Yeah, this one, the Chiefs defense isn't able to do much of anything. You got to get a hold. Couldn't get a stop. I don't think the Ravens punted that whole game. It looked like they scored on every possession. Again, 30-37. That is just I just don't see this many points coming in the game. I could be wrong. This could be. I guess it could be a high scoring game, or I don't see either team really blowing the other team out in real life. So I'm a little surprised by these numbers. But again, this is a video game. This is not supposed to be simulating real life. It's just something to do for fun. Let's see. Last week, the Madden simulations were 3-1. They picked 3 of the 4 winners. They were 6-4 in favor of the Bills over the Chiefs. So obviously the Chiefs beat the Bills. All right, so 28-24. That's probably is the highest that I would see a game going. Being, 20, 24, 21, and then a team gets a touchdown to go up 28-24. I could see that score happening. But again, that would still be a lot of points. Okay, so this one was, what was it, 35-27? 35-28. Yeah. I mean, if the Chiefs score 35 points, I mean, they're going to... I don't see a scenario where they score 35 points and lose in this game. Honestly, I don't see a scenario where either team scores 28 and loses. I mean, like I said, that goes for both teams. All right, so that's a score of the game from last year with the Bengals, 23-20. Okay, let's go ahead and jump forward. End of game. Here, let me look at the totals so far. So right now, the Ravens have scored 464, the Chiefs 417. Average score 23-21. So the Ravens do have a couple. The games the Chiefs have won have been all one-score games. The Ravens do have a couple of two-score. Was that an overtime? What happened there? The Chiefs scored a touchdown at the very end. That's not what happened. It was tied at 14. Okay, you guys all saw that, right? I may have to rewind that back, play it back really slow on YouTube when it comes back up, because it was tied at 14. The Chiefs tied it at 14, and then the Ravens got a touchdown. Whatever, it's fine. I'm not questioning the result. But it didn't make a lot of sense the way it happened. I wish they would give you the play-by-play. What if we did normal? Oh, that's no. Maybe the final game will run on normal and see if it's something that we can All right, so the 2 straight wins for the Ravens, 27-14 there. Okay, we just have 2 more games to go. Ravens are holding the edge here. All right, the next game we're gonna go faster this one, but the next game we're gonna go on normal speed and we'll kind of watch it play out in a little slower time. See, if this happened in real life, I would be going absolutely bonkers right now. Yeah, I don't see that. Well, that Chimney Christmas. If this happens in real life, where the Chiefs win 49-35, I mean, neither defense is going to allow those points. Let's look at the stats on this game real quick. Look at the passing numbers. I mean, yeah, Lamar threw 2 interceptions there. 75% completion, 76% completion. Here, let's look at the Pacheco, 12 carries for 57 yards. MVS, 7 catches for 96. Yeah, so Tony does play, but he doesn't play too much. So yeah, so this is pretty close. This is the guys who are going to be playing. Noah Gray didn't get a catch in there. But Rashee Rice, let's see what the... yeah, Zay Flowers, 11 catches for 146 yards. Wow. Rashad Bateman. Yeah, see, Mark Andrews, I don't think Mark Andrews... he is going to play, but I don't think he's going to be that effective. This is his first game back in a long time. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one on normal, and we'll just... so we can savor this one a little bit. Okay, so the Ravens have started off with the ball in every single game. So I don't know if that's a setting that I have in there or what. All right, so Gus Edwards picks up 5 yards. Then he picks up 4 yards. Oh, 15-yard penalty against Willie Gay. Not sure what that was, but probably pass interference. All right, 2 more runs. Now they got another first down, 1st and 10. Now a 9-yard pass to Mark Andrews. Knocked away by Trent McDuffie, 3rd and 1, big play, and Justice Hill picks up the first down. Oh, Mark Andrews, 12-yard pickup, and 1-yard rush for Hill. Oh, 3rd and 1 on the 3, and a touchdown. 3-yard pass to Mark Andrews. All right, now Chiefs' turn to get the ball. What's going to happen? 3 yards for Isaiah Pacheco. 2nd and 7. Mahomes scrambles for 4. 3rd and 3 to Isaiah Pacheco. First down, Mahomes throws incomplete. 2nd down, it's a 4-yard run for CEH. 3rd and 6. Incomplete. Mahomes and the Chiefs will punt the ball away. Punts it for a touchback, so that's not a good result. All right, stuffed Hill for a negative 2-yard loss. 8-yard catch to Andrews. 3rd and 4. 5-yard pass to Zay Flowers for a first down. Pass dropped by Bateman, 2nd and 10. 11-yard pass to Bateman, so he makes up for it there. 4-yard run by Lamar Jackson, brings up 2nd and 6. 3-yard run by Hill, now 3rd and 3. And incompletion by Lamar. What will they do here? They're going to punt it away. All right, so the Chiefs, 7-yard return there. Chiefs will take over at the 25-yard line. Pacheco picks up 7 yards on first down. 2nd and 3, now 12-yard pass to Pacheco. Now Mahomes scrambles for 9 yards, 2nd and 1. And Jadeveon Clowney knocks the pass down at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete pass. What do? They're going to go for it on 4th and 1? No, they punt it. Wow, on the Ravens' 44-yard line? I don't think Andy Reid would have done that in real life, but okay. That's certainly a decision. 2nd and 10 here. 3rd and 2 after an 8-yard pass. First down, Lamar Jackson picks it up. Incompletion, 2nd and 10. 9-yard pickup by Gus Edwards, 3rd and short. And Lamar picks it up easily, 1st and 10. 9 yards for Gus Edwards, so they're just grinding it out on the ground. 18-yard pass to Bateman. First and goal from the 7, knocked away by Nick Bolton on defense. Second and goal. Touchdown pass to Rashard Bateman. Baltimore up 14-0 here as we're getting close to halftime. Chiefs have been able to do very little here on offense in this game. All right, 7-yard pass to MVS. Oh, what do we have there? I didn't even see it. It didn't say what happened. Just a touchdown. It didn't say who it was. All right, well, the Chiefs got a long touchdown pass. All right, 2nd and 10. Interception by Trent McDuffie. First and goal, Mahomes. 2-yard run. 2nd and goal. Kadarius Toney scores a touchdown, and the Chiefs have tied it up at 14. Wow. All right, so the Ravens have the ball at minute 23. See if they can get scoring range for a field goal or maybe touchdown here before the half. Big play to Rashard Bateman. They're in Kansas City territory. They're all the way down to the 31 of Kansas City. 2nd and 3, 6-yard pass. We got here an 8-yard pass to Gus Edwards. They're moving the ball. Knocked away by Jalen Watson's 3rd and 2. Incompletion, 4th and 2. What do they do here on 4th down? Oh, they go for it, and Snead knocks it away. All right, so halftime. It's at 14-14. So I'm surprising that they don't take the 3 points there. All right, so Mahomes incompletion, 2nd and 10. Pick up. I think that's Kelsey's first catch of the game. Big pass there to Rashee Rice. 3-yard run by Pacheco, 2nd and 7. 21-yard pass to MVS, now 1st and 10. 9 yards to MVS, 2nd and short. Another completion to MVS down to the 4-yard line. 3-yard run. They're knocking on the door here. And Pacheco pushes it in as the Chiefs take a 21-14 lead here midway through the 4th quarter. What do the Ravens have to do here for a response? 3-yard loss on the run. 2nd and 13. 8 yards by Lamar Jackson. 3rd and 4. 5-yard pass to Gus Edwards. Picks up the first down. Nice play by the Ravens. 2nd and 7 here. Pickup of 2 by Hill. 3rd and 5. Another 3rd down for the Ravens. And a big conversion. Boy, the Ravens have been really solid on 3rd down here. 2 yards to Gus Edwards on 1st down. 6 yards by now 3rd and short. 3rd and 2. And a loss of 2 yards. And the Ravens are going, they're going to go for it. And they get it. 18 yards to Nelson Aguilar. 3-yard loss by Hill. 2-yard loss by Hill. 3rd and long now. Pickup of 10. 4th and 5. And they're going to kick the field goal to go. So we're 21-17 Chiefs lead. So Chiefs, what did the Chiefs do here? All right, 4th quarter. 2nd and 4 after a 6-yard pickup by CEH. 8-yard run by Pacheco. 1st and 10. Kelsey picks up 11 yards. Pacheco 6 yards, now 2nd and 4. Oh, Travis Kelsey drops it on 3rd and 4. Incompletion. 4th and 4. Harrison Butker kicks a field goal. The Chiefs back up by a touchdown. All right, 4:42 to go. What do the Ravens have for an answer here? They've been really good on 3rd downs. Let's see if they can continue here. 3rd and 6. Do the Ravens have another? Yes, they do. Lamar Jackson to Rashad Bateman. All right, 2nd and 4 here. 5-yard run by Hill. It's another 1st down. Big play to Mark Andrews down there to the 14-yard line. All the way down to the 5. 2nd and 2. 2-yard rush. 3rd and inches. And Lamar Jackson to Mark Andrews for a touchdown, and the game is tied. All right, Kansas City gets the ball back with 3:20 to go in a tie game. Rashee Rice drops the pass. Oh, another dropped pass. 2 in a row. And 13 yards to Travis Kelsey for a 1st down. MVS, 9 yards. Ooh, 2-yard loss by Pacheco. 3rd and 3. What do the Chiefs do? 10-yard run by Mahomes. He is a great runner to pick up those 1st downs. Oh, 17-yard completion to Rice. All right, 2nd and 3. Kansas City trying to milk the clock here to score without time left. But you know how Madden does these 2-minute drills. All right, 2nd and 7. 3rd and goal now. Clyde Edwards-Helaire runs it in from 4 yards out. Wow, that is a call on 3rd down. All right, what do the Ravens have? Do they have an answer? Can they tie it up? A huge pass to Rashard Bateman. Well, he's got to be over 100 yards. Jalen Watson knocks it down. Another incomplete pass, 3rd and 10. What do the Ravens have for response? An 11-yard pass to Zay Flowers. 47 seconds left. 4-yard run. Oh, a penalty against the offense. Now it's 3rd and 11. 46 seconds to go. 4th and 11. This is the game. And it's incomplete, and the Chiefs are going to hold. Patrick Mahomes kneels, and that'll do it. Wow. So the Chiefs get a win here in the final simulation. That was an exciting game to do a slower simulation on. Okay. All right, so let's add up the totals here. All right, so the totals are average score, Ravens 28, Chiefs 26. And I think we actually had a 28-26 game. No, we had a 26-24 game. So average score 28-26. All right, so let me count up the wins and losses here. All right, so the Ravens won the first 4. Chiefs were 2-4, 3-4, 3-5, 3-6, 4-6, 5-6, 5-7, 5-8, 5-9, 6-9, 7-9, 7-10, 7-11, 9-11. All right, so the Chiefs won 9 games. The Ravens won 11. So that's for 20 simulations. That is about as close as it can be. Ravens 11-9 in total wins over the Chiefs in the 20 simulations. Average score 28-26. So the Ravens did have the Chiefs had one. I call blowout win. Blowout victory, in my opinion, is 2 touchdowns or more. Not 2 scores, but 2 touchdowns or more. When I say touchdown, I'm talking about 14 points or greater. I'm not talking about 16 points. 14 points or more, I consider to be a blowout in the NFL. Not all blowouts are created equal either. So again, I think it's a little higher scoring than So that total there is. What is that, 54 and a half? So the total here in Madden is 10 points more than what Vegas is setting the line at for the over/under. So I think Madden. I think we're getting a little bit of a kiss here from the video game. But again, I'm picking the Chiefs. I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm not going to shy away from that. I'm not going to say, well, I think that they can keep it close, but give me come on. I'm going to pick my hometown team to win. But I could still say it's going to be a tough game, and I'm not going to be surprised if the Ravens win this game, and I'm not going to be upset if the Ravens. Well, who knows? I might be a little upset, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I stopped losing sleep over football games a long time ago. All right, teams are going to throw it medium. And they're going to defend medium pass. Okay. All right, so this one's going to be 6:30. It's going to be clear. It's going to be nice weather. All right, Lions and 49ers. Now, in my official pick, if you look at the video that I posted yesterday, I picked the Lions to upset the 49ers. Now, let's see if Madden likes that or not. The 49ers, I think, have the better roster, but again, the quarterback edge, in my opinion, goes to the Lions. I'm just not a big believer in Brock Purdy. All right, so let's go ahead and... Oh, yeah, all right, make sure the speed was on fast. All right, so halftime, the Niners lead 10-0. Now it's up to 16-0 here. Lions, we got a touchdown and 2-point conversion. Tied the game. And Oh, what? Wait a second. What happened there? Did they get a touchdown at the end? I thought the game ended 22-19. Oh, he threw a 52-yard pass. I was like, yeah, because like with 2 seconds left, so they got the ball back and scored a touchdown on one play in overtime with no time left. Okay, game. that's a result. That is definitely a okay. That's what you say. All right, so 25-22, the Niners draw first blood here in the NFC simulations. All right, let's go ahead and start it over. I see 3 people joining us so far. So thanks for jumping on and watching the video. Feel free to leave a comment in the chat. I do see it on the screen here. Outside of just what I've studied from or listened to other guys talk about it on YouTube, or studying stats, or from watching a handful of games, don't know a ton about either of these teams, other than I think what everybody knows. All right, so the second game goes to the Lions, 31-24. I can see this game getting up there and scoring a little bit. I mean, obviously the weather's not going to affect it. It's going to be really nice weather in Santa Clara, unlike last week when it was a monsoon. And that was something else that you saw that in that game last week, with Brock Purdy continuously having problems holding on to the football when he would receive the snap. And there was a really great shot it was from behind the quarterback, and he took the snap and he was like wiping his hands off on his pants during the middle of the play when he's getting ready to pass the ball. I've never seen a quarterback do that. All right, so this third game here goes to the 49ers, 23-17. All right, so Niners 2-1 up here on the Lions on these simulations. Let's go ahead and reboot it. Let's go to number 4. All right, Niners draw first blood. Lions take the lead. Lions now up by 7. Lions now up by 14. Niners come back. And the game is tied in the fourth quarter. Lions now with a 3-point lead. Niners touchdown. Niners up by 1, and they can run the clock out. Wow, that is a close game. That is the same score that the Rams and Lions had, but just reversed. The Lions coming out on the lesser side this time, 24-23. Anytime you have a 1-point game, you always question yourself. What could I have done better? The number of plays that get magnified in a 1-point win, 1-point loss. And of course, obviously, officiating comes into question then too. Anytime a game can come down to potentially one play, plays that are made by either side, offense or defense, or plays that are or calls that are made by the refs are always magnified. So obviously we have our first blowout now. The 49ers with a huge win here, 34-13 over the Lions. I was watching one of the many previews that I have been watching over the past several days, and this one was on CBS Sports. I was watching on their YouTube channel, and they picked the Ravens and the 49ers to go, and both of them picked the 49ers to win in a blowout over the Lions. I don't see that. Now, maybe part of me is just hoping that the Lions win because I want to see them make it to a Super Bowl. I think it'd be a great story. I do think that the winner of the AFC Championship game is probably going to win the Super Bowl. But, you never know that. I said the same thing last year too, and I was correct. All right, 27-17 in favor of the Lions here. All right, so the Lions come back and get a win. I'm just, again, it's not Brock Purdy hate. I think that I think he's a good quarterback, and it's like I mentioned in the video yesterday in my picks video. Some quarterbacks are a product of the system, and some quarterbacks play well, and some other quarterbacks are just play well within a system. And I think I put Patrick Mahomes in that latter category, and I put Brock Purdy in the former. And it doesn't mean that because Brock Purdy's not Patrick Mahomes that he's no good. I mean, it's not one or the other. There's levels of this. And is Brock Purdy a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? Well, some people would argue that he is because he's going to NFL honors and he's an MVP finalist. Is Brock Purdy one of the 5 best players in the NFL? That's what you have to ask yourself. I mean, I don't think so. I think he had a very fine year. But again, it's, when he starts commanding more money, what do the 49ers look like? It's really easy to win with a 7th round quarterback who's playing well within a quarterback friendly system when you're able to spend all this money on highly talented players across the rest of your roster. So what happens when Brock Purdy wants to be paid $35 million a year, $40 million a year, $50 million a year? Are they going to be able to afford guys like McCaffrey or Samuels or Trent Williams, Bosa and Fred Warner? I mean, these are legitimate questions. It's not me hating on Brock Purdy. It's just looking at the landscape of how NFL teams are constructed. As a Chiefs fan, make sure I record the score here. As a Chiefs fan, obviously my quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, he commands like 26% of the salary cap for the Kansas City Chiefs. That is the largest percentage in NFL history for a team. And the Chiefs have been able, because of shrewd drafting and good coaching, they've been able to come around. They've been able to navigate around that. Now this year, I think what you're seeing is, I'm going to say a regression to the mean. This team is very similar to what it was last year, and the difference is that the MVS and Jerick McKinnon aren't having the same type of years as they had last year as they did this year for the Chiefs, and that's probably the difference in 3 wins. To be honest with you, same with Kadarius Toney. So, all right. Oh my gosh, here I was blabbering on about my team and didn't even see this. 56-20? What in the world? What in Sam Hill? I don't see. Look at Goff's numbers. 91.3%. 7 touchdown passes? All right, hold on. We gotta look at this. 21 of 23, 305, 7 touchdowns. What? 7 touchdown passes. 4 to Amon-Ra St. Brown, 1 to Williams, and 2 to who is Reynolds? Josh Reynolds, 6-year pro out of Texas A&M. If any Lions fans are watching me right now, because there are some people watching. There's like 4 people watching. I don't know who this Reynolds guy is. I know who Sam Laporta is. I know who Jahmyr Gibbs is. I know who St. Brown is. Purdy, 23 of 35. See, Purdy's labeled as a superstar in Madden. Okay. All right, yeah, that's a decision by the developers for certain. 56-20. That is crazy. I want the Lions to win. I don't think they have a 56-20 score in them anywhere, but any given Sunday, if things start snowballing, you just never know what'll happen. All right. That's good. Drinking some mug root beer right now. All right, so this one 26-17 in favor of the Lions. So the Lions are really holding their own in these matchups. All right, so through 10, let's see, through 10 games so far, we're going to do another 10. Let's see, the Lions are 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, 2-4, 2-5. It's 5-5. Each team has won 5 games. Average score 27-24 in favor of the Lions. So the Lions have scored more points, as you would expect, because they had a 50 burger in there. All right, 26-17. I got that result down. All right, on to simulation number 11. And we'll do the same thing here as we did in the Chiefs and the Ravens game. We'll go fast simulations through the first 19, and then the last one we'll do a slower simulation and kind of watch the game play out. I am just thrilled though for the Lions and what they've been able to do the past 2 years and how they ended the season last year. Obviously, they weren't going to get into the playoffs, but they played like they were in that final game against the Packers and prevented the Packers from making the playoffs last year. You know, and so just the story they have really kind of turned this around pretty quickly. And you know, I was one of these guys that when I saw Dan Campbell, I saw his first press conference when he was talking about biting kneecaps. I'm like, what? Who is this guy? I mean, it's kind of a weird thing going on here. But hey, they've made it work. And I honestly I gave them a lot of flack at the draft too for their first 2 draft picks, taking positions that I consider to be lesser of needs. Well, not lesser on the need scale, but maybe on the importance scale for what you want. All right, 24-21 win here for the Lions. You know, drafting a running back and a middle linebacker in the first round. But you know what? It's worked out. Both those guys have really played well for the Lions. And, hey, this is why I'm sitting in my basement doing Madden simulations, and Dan Campbell is a head coach for an NFL team. Obviously, I don't know all of what I'm talking about. I just like the game. Like the game of football. All right, here we go. What's going on here? All right, Lions up by 2 touchdowns. Brock Purdy trying to lead them back. And the Lions up 31-14. Now 31-21. Lions have put this game away. It is a 38-28 win. $38-28. All right, let's restart it. Jump forward, end of game. All right. So if you're in the chat, drop me a comment. Let me know that you're watching. Let me know who you got this weekend. Don't be shy. Get on that live chat and leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on. Even if it's my mother or it's my Aunt Barb that's watching. A lot of times they watch my videos. That's okay. You can leave me a note too. Tell me that you're rooting for the blue kitties. Because you like cats. Wow. 34-28. Look at the numbers there by both quarterbacks. They're almost identical. 34-28. I think that's probably... I think that's what we're going to see. All right, 3 people watching now. Come on. You guys are quiet. Leave me a note in the chat. Like I said, I can see the notes up on the screen here. Just let me know how you're doing. Let me know who you got in these 2 games. All right, this is simulation number 15, so we just got 6 more of these to go. Lions are on a heater. They've won quite a few of these in a row. When I say that, and all right, and the Niners Stop the losing streak there. 20-17. This is a score I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a low-scoring game like 20-17. I think both teams are going to be able to move the ball. All right, simulation number 16. Right now, the Niners are up 10-7. Lions up 14-10. Niners take a 17-14 lead. Lions back on top by 4. Niners back on top by 3. Lions have tied the game. Lions with the ball in overtime, and Lions kick a field goal in overtime to win 27-24. And an exciting finish. What just happened? What in the world's going on? Why did it go back to this screen? Ugh. Ridiculous. I did not tell it to do that. Throw it medium. Defend medium. Do the same setup. Make sure it says 6 p.m. or 6:30, whatever. All right. I don't know why in the world it didn't give me that my final menu. It went straight back to the main screen. That doesn't. Again, Madden. All right, we're on simulation number 17 here. All right, let's see what happens here. Right now the Lions have the edge. All right, this is a much lower scoring game. Lions now with an 8-point lead. Niners tie the game. Oh, a safety. There was a safety. Seriously? Wow, a safety is the deciding factor. Wow. Defense reigns supreme in this game as the Lions get a 16-14 win with the winning score being a safety. Wow. All right, just a few more to go. Then we'll be able to talk about the results. We're on simulation number 18. Of course, we're going to do 2 fast simulations, and then we'll do a slower one on number 20 and let it soak in and permeate our football brains as we prepare for tomorrow. 24-16. Now it's tied at 24. Lions up by 7. Niners tie the game. Lions kick a field goal as time expires. Hey, Case of Shark. How's it going, man? Or gal, wherever you are. I guess I shouldn't assume you're a dude. How's it going today? Tell me, Case of Shark, who do you got in these games? You got the Lions or 49ers or in that game? Who do you got? And this one was 34-31. That's not correct. It's not point 34. Got the Lions. All right. Well, you've come to the right place because the Lions are winning a lot of these simulations. So what do you got on the Chiefs and the Ravens? I'm a Chiefs fan, just so you know. In case you don't follow many of my videos, I am a Chiefs fan, but I try to keep things as unbiased as possible. Obviously, I had the Chiefs winning, and I already did the Ravens and the Chiefs simulations. The Ravens won 11, Chiefs won 9. Do you got the Ravens? Okay, yeah, Ravens are a great team. They're a really great team. I don't think the Ravens really have a single weakness. Yeah, they're a solid team. All right, Lions with the win here. 31-14. Wow. This is not how I expected these to go. I thought the Niners would, like I said, even though I'm picking the Lions to win this game, I thought Madden would favor the 49ers, but man, they are really, the Lions have done well. Okay, all right, so we're going to go Super Sim here. We're going to go speed normal. We're going to do a little slower simulation here on number 20. just to kind of take it all in. So Shark, you got the Ravens and the Lions in the Super Bowl. Who do you who do you have in the Super Bowl? Who do you think is going to win it all this year? Ravens, nice. See, I think their last Super Bowl title, I believe, was it 2012? Is that right? They beat the 49ers. I remember we were playing poker that night. We usually play poker every time there's a Super Bowl, unless the Chiefs are playing, and none of us can concentrate on playing poker. But we do that squares game, and I specifically remember I was about to win the fourth quarter. Where the last number of the last digit of the scores. I was going to win the fourth quarter pot, which was about, let's say that there was it was $5 a square, so there was $500 in the pot. So there was so each quarter was $125. That's right. So I was about to win $125, and then of course you know what happened. If you're a Ravens fan, I'm not assuming you're a Ravens fan, so please forgive me if you're not. But if you remember that game, the Ravens took a safety. A purposeful safety to help run the clock out, and it screwed up my ability to win $125. I was so mad. I'm playing on a PS5. All right, so this is a lower scoring game, 7-0 here. So Niners with the ball. I don't know some of these players. Elijah Mitchell, yeah, I've heard of him before. I don't pay as close attention to the NFC as I do the AFC. So, Shark, are you a Ravens fan, or are you a fan of another team? Or do you have a favorite team? I appreciate the offer. I'm not much of an online player. You would probably absolutely annihilate me. So, my son plays a lot. You're a fan of another team? I gotcha. My son plays online from time to time. He plays a lot of MLB The Show. I don't play a ton online. I'm more of a single player. Okay, this is really probably the only. This is really the only kind of sports game I play. I do a lot of. I'm much more of a Green Bay Packers. Okay, all right. I like the Packers. One of my best friends is a Packers fan. One of my very close friends. He grew up here in Kansas City, but he grew up as a Packers fan. I like the Packers. I was just heartbroken for you guys after that loss to the Niners. I could not believe that. that was just unbelievable. Oh my gosh, he missed an 18-yard field goal. All right, so start of the second half. Lions they haven't scored yet here. Yeah, I tend to play single player games. Action open world RPGs is kind of my thing. I'm a big fan of the Horizon series, Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West. Love Mass Effect. Of course, Mass Effect is an older game, but obviously the Legendary Edition came out a couple years ago. Assassin's Creed, all those type of games. Those are the kind of games I typically play. But I do love football, and I love Kansas City sports. So I've been a Chiefs fan my whole life. Started when I was 10 years old, and when Marty Schottenheimer came to Kansas City as their coach in 1989, I was 10 years old, and one of the really cool things that they did in my elementary school that year was a lot of kids my age, they were Royals fans and they were soccer fans. We had an indoor professional team, but soccer was huge. It still is huge in Kansas City. But to kind of teach kids about the NFL, because there was hardly any Chiefs fans in the mid to late 80s. The Chiefs partnered with a lot of local elementary schools, and if the school wanted to, they didn't have to do this, but they would send them information on a weekly basis, like cards and like worksheets and things like that. And we learned about a new player every single week. We learned about a new coach every week on the Chiefs, and then we learned about like officiating calls, penalties, and it was really really interesting. And like my teacher, I had my fifth grade teacher she was the prototypical like 65-year-old late 80s school teacher. I mean, just she was mean. She was no nonsense. She never looked like she was having fun, but she loved teaching us about football. And I loved it, and I just ate it up as a 10-year-old. And I didn't know baseball was always my sport. And so that started kind of my love affair with the Chiefs and with the NFL, with football. And it kind of grew from there over time and whatnot. And of course, growing with that, obviously, if you know anything about the Chiefs' history from the 90s, they were one of the best teams in the 90s, but they never made it to the Super Bowl. They only made it to the conference championship game one time. And that was with Joe Montana, and he got hurt in that game. And then it was just playoff loss after playoff loss after playoff loss. They'd had the one seed like 3 or 4 times, and they would always lose in the divisional round for just in the most ridiculous ways possible. And then I started coming, and then I became an adult. The Chiefs were bad in the mid-2000s. And I kind of walked away from the game. I didn't pay much attention after the Ray Rice situation. When the NFL tried to cover up what he had done, and they made the fans out to be they made us out to be fools, and I was really upset with Roger Goodell and the league for how they handled that situation. So I just stopped watching football after the Ray Rice thing. And when Mahomes was drafted, I didn't even really know who he was. I had heard about him as living in Kansas City. I went to the University of Missouri for college, so Missouri now plays in the SEC, so I don't follow the Big 12 as much as I used to. But it's impossible to not follow the Big 12 if you pay attention to sports here in Kansas City. And so I did know who Patrick Mahomes was, but I didn't think he was going to be anything fantastic or anything. When they drafted him, I was like, I'll give him a chance. But I really liked Alex Smith. I had started watching a little bit. It was after the Royals won the World Series in 2015, and I started watching football a little bit again, just here and there. But if they won, great. If they lost, I didn't really care. But then Mahomes came in, and I saw how he handled himself very professionally, and I kind of took to him as like, here's a guy who has all the talent in the world, and especially after his first season as a starter where he won the MVP and the Chiefs lost to the Patriots in the conference championship. And he took things, he said the right things. He was very humble. Of course, he's a competitor, and he's I'm not going to say he's a choir boy by any stretch of the imagination. He's got some salty language to him and whatnot, but I really started to grow to really like him, and of course they won the Super Bowl the next year, and then I started really then it became almost much see TV, every time that the Chiefs were on, and now here we are, 7 years later after he was drafted, and they've won 2 Super Bowls, they've been to 3, and I have to pinch myself, think like this is what I'm living through as a Chiefs fan, someone in my mid-40s. I mean, my son who's in college, I constantly have to tell him, I was like, don't take this for granted. I mean, so I don't know if you're still listening, Shark, or not, but you as a Packers fan, you have had back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, 3 Super Bowl titles, I believe, between those two, or was it only 2? I can't remember if Favre won 2 or only won 1. But lots of success. I know lots of heartache too, but there's been Super Bowl championships in there as well. And and I tell my son all the time. I says, don't take what the Chiefs are doing for granted, because you could very easily find yourself in a situation like the Buffalo Bills, where you just wander the desert for 40 years and you don't win anything, or like the Lions, who have never been to a Super Bowl, or the Chargers. Think about these teams that have just never done anything, and I'm like, don't take it for granted of what Mahomes has done for the Chiefs, or for any young quarterback or any like top quarterback, what they're doing for their team, because it could change in an instant. One injury, it could just derail the whole thing. So I apologize, I just rambled on and on there. All right, so the Niners get this 20-14 win here. Let's record this. Let's see, 1-1. All right, I'm gonna count it for the 49ers' sake. Okay, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, 4-3, 4-4. Wait a second, I must. Wait, after 10 games, it was 5-5, wasn't it? That's right. So that's easy to go. It's easy to remember. All right, so 6-5, 6-6, 7-6 in favor of the Lions, 8-6 in the Lions, 8-7 to the Lions, 9-7 to the Lions, 10-7 to the Lions, 11-7 to the Lions, 12-7. 12-8. So the Lions won 12 of the 20 games. The Niners won 8. So 12-8. Average score: Lions 27, 49ers 24. So 3-point average for the Lions. So what do these simulations tell us? Not a whole lot, to be honest with you. So according to Madden, it's going to be the Ravens and the Lions in the Super Bowl, which I think that one is probably the least desirable result from a national standpoint. I think a lot of people want to see the Lions. Obviously the Chiefs have a ton of fans, and obviously Chiefs fans want the Chiefs there. Of course, there's the Taylor Swift factor. Taylor Swift fans want to see Travis Kelce make it to the Super Bowl for no other reason than all the media coverage that would come with that. And then 49ers, I don't know. I think regardless of what matchup we get, it'll be a good matchup. If I was to rank them in terms of like watchability and probably in terms of a great game, look, we've already seen the Ravens play both these teams in the NFC, and they destroyed both of them. Obviously, the Chiefs have only played the Lions, and they lost by 1 point. And I have to put an asterisk next to that, because that's the game where Kadarius Toney was worth negative. His EPA points was negative 4.17. It's almost unheard of. I mean, he averaged. Negative 6. He averaged negative 2 points for every time he touched the ball in that game. So if he would have just not touched the ball, the Chiefs would have won. Oh man. And then what would have been? It would have been completely different. Chiefs would have been the 2 seed. Yeah, so many different things could have happened. Just one play here or there goes one way or the other. The Chiefs were on the wrong side of a lot of coin flip games this year. A lot of decisions, a lot of things that happened, that would sway the. Of course, we all know about the offsides against Toney against the Bills. Mahomes' blow up there. The questionable play calling at the end of the Eagles game. Nick Sirianni melting down there and cussing out Chiefs fans, which I always thought was interesting. Sirianni, he has been salty with Chiefs fans ever since he got fired in Kansas City, because Andy Reid fired him. When Reid took over, he fired the entire coaching staff and brought his own staff in. Because Sirianni was the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs during their worst season in their franchise history. So he's still salty about that. So go figure. Or wait, was he the quarterback's coach? I can't remember. I do know I think he was the quarterback's coach. All right, so my official picks are the Lions and the Chiefs. Again, the Ravens are favorited. The Ravens have the edge over the Chiefs. I'm going to go with my hometown team, going with my guys to pull off the win on the road against the Ravens. But if the Ravens win, it's going to be no skin off my nose. I'll tip my cap to them and send them on to the Super Bowl. But I have to believe that playoff Patrick Mahomes is going to get the job done. Until I see otherwise, the only losses that he has before the Super Bowl are overtime losses in this round to Tom Brady and to Joe Burrow. And only one of those, and actually neither of I could say that the Cincinnati game was his fault because he played very poorly in the second half. But he played poorly in the second half because the decision to not kick the field goal at the end of the second quarter, I think, short-circuited his brain. And it's like Colin Cowherd says, dude was broke in the second half. He lost his fastball. And of course we know what happened against Brady in the Patriots. Mahomes led 3 different fourth quarter comebacks. The Chiefs had the lead. They had a game-sealing interception against Brady, but Dee Ford was offsides, and he was legitimately offsides. There was nothing questionable about it. And the Patriots ended up taking the lead, and then Mahomes drove them down to get a game-tying field goal. And then the Patriots scored a touchdown on the opening drive in overtime. Which, again, okay. How come the NFL and the media made such a huge reason about wanting to change the overtime rules after Josh Allen didn't get a possession in the 2021 game against Mahomes? But nobody was clamoring to change the rules after Brady beat Mahomes 2 years prior. I think that's so, or 3 years prior to that game with the Bills. I just think that's so disingenuous. And people say, well, you have to give these great quarterbacks both an equal share in the playoff game. Well, Brady and Mahomes? Come on, those are the 2 best quarterbacks of all time. So again, league propping up Josh Allen and the Bills unnecessarily. Don't get me started on that. I've talked about enough of that on different videos. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thanks, guys, for watching. I appreciate a couple of you that left comments and communicated here with me in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of these simulations and what Madden thinks is going to win. Of course, Madden is saying that the Lions are going to face the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I think Madden's got it 50% right here. I'm going to go with my Chiefs to make it to the Super Bowl. But what do you think? Who's going to win this weekend, and who's going to win the Super Bowl? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Check out some of my other videos. I'll put the links in the descriptions. And as always, go Chiefs, and we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.